Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Beast Mode Card Player over here with another video for set 3. This is going to be for Diablos Violence Bruce for set 3. There's many ways you can play Bruce. There's not one specific deck build for Bruce. I've tried a few of them. I've tried the draws, without draws. I've tried the Marjorie Bruce build. And this is the build that I like, preferably for my play style. So let's get straight into the Diablos Violence Bruce set 3 build. For me, this is what I tried in tournaments, and this is what I find to work for me. Again, there's many ways to build Bruce, so don't take my word for this build. This is just the way I like to play Bruce. So we're going to start. This is just the basic ride line from set 1. So nothing special. The same ride line, 0, 1, 2, 3, nothing's changed. And then obviously you want to run 3 more copies of Bruce for Persona Ride. Draw a card, Reasons, really good card. I don't know if I'm going to switch him out in set 4. I still have to play test it, because for the other grade 4 Bruce you need a counterblast. This one you don't. So we will see. And this deck does use a lot of counterblast. So this is definitely one of the better cards in this deck. It's a Derek. It's a grade 2. Run 4 copies of them. Really good. Lets you also retire and refuel your board. So Derek is a must, in my opinion. You definitely want to run him at 4, no less, because you definitely want to see him on your turn 4 for Final Rush. And then this is what the changes I made. I actually got rid of Leonard, and I got rid of Marjorie. So now I just run the 4 copies of Eden. So what makes Eden really good in this deck is you attack, and if your opponent lets it hit, you can counterblast, retire one of their cards. But what's even better is when he restands for your Final Rush turn after Bruce attacks, he gets an automatic crit. So if you have 2 and they restand, they're already at crit. So that's 4 damage right there possible in 1 turn. So this is really strong. And most people try to block Bruce anyway, so I just decided to take out Bruce completely from my deck. Okay, and these are like the tech pieces that I like to use in this deck build. This is the grade 3 that I like to use, Diablos Striker Brian. So you Soul Blast 2 until the end of turn. All of your front run units get plus 5k, and if you're on Final Rush, choose one of your vanguards and gets crit. So in this deck, you don't run a lot of crit. So you Soul Blast 2, you give him the crit, which is really good, because now you're putting pressure. And this is not limited. So if you see another one from Derek's skill, you can do it again. And now you can give him another crit. So that'll be 3 crit. So now your opponent really has to decide whether he wants to take it or not, because he knows the onslaught is going to be coming on the other rear guard. So you put a lot of pressure, because most of the time they'll take it, since they know we run draws and we don't run a lot of crits in front. So yeah, really good. I run her or him at 3. And then the grade 3 orders, I run Pantheon Tactics. I run 3. I have tested 4, but I find 3 to be just as fine. So you definitely want to have this in your hand for turn 4. That way you counterblast 1, soul charge 4. So if you have 6 or more, you draw a card. 8 or more, all your front units get plus 10k. 12 or more, you will get the plus crit. Very rare where you get the plus 12. I think I've only got it maybe once, maybe twice. So the crit is a plus, but for sure you'll get the draw, and you'll definitely get the 10k. So you definitely want to get the 10k in the draw going on your turn 4. The other grade 3 order I run is obviously, I ran 3, now I'll cut it down to 2. So this is simple. If you have a Diablos Violence Bruce as your vanguard or rear guard, it gets plus 20k. It's basically a front, 20k shield, Really helps out, especially if you don't kill your opponent on turn 4. This will definitely get you into turn 5. And by turn 5, your opponent should definitely be dead. Alright, so I run 4 of the grade 1 Diablos Madonna Regina. She's really good. If you are in Final Rush, Counterblast 1, put 2 other rear guards into your soul, choose a card from your soul, call it to the rear guard, and until the end. And this unit gets plus 10k, and the other unit gets plus 10k till the end of turn. So this is really good. This basically becomes 18k, and whatever you call from your soul gets the 10k power as well. So I run this at 4 copies. I ran it at 3. Didn't really like how much I was seeing this card, so now I have her at 4, and I will not run her no less than 4. Okay, and now for the grade 1 that I run here, this is also another tech spot, is Evil Eye Quinn Lu. So this one's really good. Basically, you have this card to help out Eden. So what does she do? Okay, so it's an act. Put this card into your soul, choose one of your rear guards, and it gets plus 2k until the end of turn. Then if your soul has 7 or more cards, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from their hand to the guard for the battle that the rear guard attacks this turn. Basically, she's a guard restrict, and you only want to use her for Eden. So use her skill for Eden, so when your opponent guards, can't use no perfect guards. He has to use nothing but triggers. So basically, she's there. These two work perfect. You don't really want to use this on Derek, unless somehow you get a bunch of crits on Derek, then go for it, put it on Derek. But you already got the plus crit here for sure. So I just run her at 3. Some people run her at 4. Some people run her at 2. I find 3 to be the perfect number for me. Obviously, the 4 perfect guards. Don't really get into them. So 4 perfect guards, simple. You will need them. Run them. So the trigger lineup, you definitely want the 4 heals, hands down. 4 heals no matter what, because you at least want to heal once. That'll help you get to turn 4, and if you heal twice, you're golden. I've healed at least once or twice, and oh yeah, it goes pretty bad for my opponent, because they're obviously trying to put you up to as much damage as possible. Obviously, I run the 4 fronts for shield, 20k shield. These are the fronts I will run. I will not run the old ones. Definitely stick to these, 20k. And draws, I've seen people run 2, 4 draws. I just run 3. I think 3 draws is more than enough. So yeah, just 3 draws. Can't wait to get the new ones with the 10k shield. And crits, I only run 4 crits. I find it you don't really need too many crits, since you have Eden with the restand to get the crit. The shield is great, and if you ever need more soul for emergencies, you can put it into your soul, get the 2k power to one of your vanguards or rear guards. So I just run 4 crits. I go up to go with more shield. And obviously the over trigger. So this one's pretty cool. I think I've only hit it maybe once offensively, maybe hit it defensively more often than I hit it offensively. So at all the decks I play, Dark States is probably the one I see less of the over trigger. So yeah, I have it, but if I see it, great. If I don't, I don't. Pretty much, I guess I would like to see this in, on a defensive drive check. Rarely ever happens offensively. So yeah, so that's my deck build for Violence Bruce for set 3. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Beast Mode Card Player. Peace out.